Demonstrativos es un término gramatical. The book likes to categorize or classify the grammar with more grammatical terms, demonstrative adjectives, which is probably meaningless to most of us. Most of us don't know what that is referring to, but it's just, the way we say this versus that, or these versus those, or like that one over there, or the other day. It's how we refer to this and that and these and those and that one over there. ¿Entienden? That's all we're talking about in Espanol. So in order to understand, closeness and how far things are away, we're going to use perception, like two-dimensional perception. So bear with me, because the largest one is referring to the one closest to us, and the smallest one is indicating further away. Does that make sense? So if it's bigger, I'm not necessarily saying it's bigger in size, it's just indicating that it's closer to us, because this is like two-dimensional. ¿Entienden? So, no me gustan esos calcetines is saying what? What does esos mean? Those, right? Not these, because these would be the bigger one, and not that one over there, because that would be the small one. The medium-sized one is indicating that it's not truly far away, but it's like just close enough, but it's not right in front of us. These. These what? Calcetines or what? Socks, right. And what do we know about the number and gender of los calcetines? Are they singular or plural? Plural. Masculine or feminine? Masculine. So we know in Spanish, adjectives, aka demonstrative adjectives, have to agree in number and gender with their noun, which is why we have esos calcetines. Voy a comprar estos calcetines. Estos doesn't mean those socks. Now we're talking about these socks. Estos calcetines. And you don't need to know this for our tests in class, but if I just wanted, instead of say these socks, and I wanted to just say these, this is on page 157, but we just use the word estos and throw a little accent on that first E. I think you do have some exercises on the super site. So you have to use the accent characters at the bottom of the screen to produce a correct response. If you don't have the noun, then you're going to use the adjective as the noun, and so you're going to put emphasis on that first E, estos, okay? Estos calcetines, estos calcetines cuestan $20. Estos. ¿Cómo se dice estos in English? These. And it's plural and masculine because why? Because it's calcetines. It's described calcetines. Y este vestido. ¿Te gusta? Por ejemplo, este vestido is saying what? This dress. Now, este vestido. What's the number and gender of vestido? It's singular and masculine, right? Now, notice when we make our demonstrative adjectives, singular and masculine, it's este. Okay? Este. Me gusta aquel vestido. Aquel is referring to what? That one, like over there. Because in English, we don't have a clear translation between that and that one. We just add, the additional word one onto it. But in Spanish, they use aquel to refer to the one that's like furthest away. Okay? Aquel. And aquel is the singular and masculine form. And of course, we know in Spanish, because it's an adjective, it's going to have three other forms to agree with the number and gender of the noun they're describing. And all of our ropa, medias, bolsa, gafas, sombreros, or, pantalones cortos, have singular and plural and masculine and feminine forms. So we have lots of different demonstrative adjectives that we use with those. Aquel vestido cuesta $80. Aquel. That's how you pronounce it. Aquel. And when you make if you're going to use aquel as the noun to replace, just say that one, not that dress, that one. Your accent is going to go over the E when you replace it. You don't need to know that for the test, but it is on the super site. And that information I'm referring to page 157. Esas blusas son bonitas. Everything rhymes in Spanish because everything has to agree in number and gender with our noun. What's our noun? What are we talking about? Blusas, right? That's our noun. So notice our adjective, bonitas. Son is plural, and esas. So we had esos calcetines, and now we have esas blusas. ¿Cómo se dice esas blusas? Those blouses, right? And we have to change esas to feminine plural because why? We're talking about what? We're referring to blusas. ¿Entienden? Me gustan más estas blusas. Estas means what again? These. So notice the words that mean these have what letter? T. This and these have T's. This and these have T's. That's your little rhyme to remember. Estas, este or esta or estos is referring to this or these. This or these have T's. That and those don't. Estas blusas cuestan $45. So estas, plural feminine, blusas, plural feminine. Estas means what again? These. This and these have, they're the ones with T's. So, ¿cuánto cuesta todo? Mucho dinero. No me importa. Okay, so this and these have T's. Este, esta, estos, estas. And on page 157, it talks about, instead of saying this coat or this bag, using the word just this one. And when we do that, we're going to put an accent mark on the E. Este or esta or estos or estas. If we just want to replace our adjective and use it as a noun, we just put an accent on the E. You don't need to know it for the test, but you're going to need to know it on the super site. And then we have those, that and those. No T's, just this and these. Ese, esa, esos, and esas, depending on the number and gender of the noun. Not whose coat it is, not who's wearing those pants, just the pants. Esos pantalones. Demonstrative adjectives. And then that one are those over there. Aquel and aquella. So notice these are probably the harder ones to learn. But the nice thing about them is they're very different from este and esa. So they're not that hard to really remember after you become familiar with them, and they're not easily confused with, they're not as confusing as este and este. Aquel, aquella, aquellos, aquellas. So careful because you get double L's when they become feminine or plural. Okay? Double L's. But by itself, aquel. And again, to reference page 157, if you want to just say those, not those pants, but those, your accent is not going to go over the A. It's actually going to go on the letter E. Aquellos. That just means those. You're not indicating what the noun or being specific. You're just saying those. You don't need to know that for the test, but you're going to need to know it for the super site. Okay, chicos, so en sus papeles, por el otro lado, tienen preguntas, 4 preguntas, ¿ok? Vamos a hacer número 1 como el ejemplo, el modelo. Because you're going to have an activity just like this in el examen. ¿Cuántos cuestan los calcetines? So we're going to review this together. What are we talking about? What's our subject? Muy bien, calcetines. And then I see that we're referring to the largest picture. So what demonstrative adjective would we use for these socks? Muy bien, estos. This and these have T's. Estos calcetines. After you figure this part out, then you're just going to copy our verb. Use the verb from the question in your response on the test. Cuestan. And now you need to write out your price as a word. Don't write the digit. ¿Cómo se dice 20? 20. Y before I. 20. And then dollars is dólares. Dólares. Muy bien. ¿Ok? Ahora ustedes pueden hacer los números 2, 3 y 4. ¿Ok?